Hello friends, so in this lecture we will talk about that how we can access different members of a structure with the dot operator. So let's do it with the help of certain programming examples. So let's start with here. As you can see on your screen that here I have write a program in C about the structure. Here I have included the two header files you can see on your screen, that is stdio.h and string.h. I have used stdio because I have used certain printf, scanf like functions which are already defined in stdio, whereas string.h is used to show certain string functions, string library functions. Below that, I have shown over here a structure named as books. So this book is a user defined data type. This books is used to show the heterogeneous type of data structure. Here I have utilizes title as a string, author again string, subject string, and book ID. This is used to show a particular book number. Now this book ID is of integer type, right? Below that, I have declared a function named as printBook, which is having one argument that is of structure type, that is of book type, and here this book is the argument, only one argument, which is of books type, where books is of structure. So this is a function named as printBook. Now inside the main function, I have initializes two variable. I have declared two variable of this structure books. Now name of the variables are book1 and book2. Both are of structure type. Below that, now here I have used the function strcpy, which is already defined in string.h. Now this function is used to copy one string into another one. Here you can see that this is the source string, that is C programming, which is going to be copied in the target string, which is book1 dot title. Now here you can see that book1 is the variable for the structure books, where the title is the member of the structure books. Again, in the similar way, we can copy another string, that is Gaurav Kaushik, into the target string, which is author. Here author is the member of structure and book1 is the variable of structure named book. Now finally strcpy for the subject which is a member of the structure. Now book1 dot subject, in this target string the string C programming will be copied, and in the similar way we can initialize the book ID. Now here I have initializes book ID equals to 100. Now these were the initialization for the variable book1. In the same fashion we can initialize the values for book2. Book2 is again the variable for the structure books. You can see in the following statements I have initializes the value for book title, book2 author, and book2 subject. You can see over here. Now finally I have called the function print book, which is already declared above the main. Now this print book function having one argument of books type with return type as void. So when I call this particular function book1.book, as soon as this function is called, the compiler will switch to the definition of print book. Now here is the definition of print book. In this, what we have done, you can see that as soon as this function is called, having one argument of books type, which is a structure, and the variable for this books is book, B-O-O-K, book. Now with the help of this book we can call the variable. Now you can see here I have passed the structure book 1. This is passed as an argument, and now this book 1 is copied into this book. Now with the help of this book I have called the value for book dot title. As soon as this particular statement will call, the title of the argument, that is book 1, will be called and will be printed with the help of this identifier percentile s. Similarly, percentile s for book dot author. Now this will call the author for book 1. This will call the subject for book 1, and finally this will call the ID for book 1. So in this way this will print all the values for title, author, subject as well as book ID for the variable book 1. After printing all these values, compiler will return over here. Now the next statement is again print book and one argument of books type. Now that argument is book 2, that is the second variable of book type. Now again in this function call the compiler will switch to the definition. Now in the definition, now the variable book 2 will be copied to this book, and the title, author, subject and book will respectively copy to the variables members of this book. Now again the printf function will call all the values of book.title, book.author, book.subject as well as for book.book ID. Now let us run this program. Here you can see for the book 1, the book title is C Programming, author is Gaurav Kaushik and subject is C Programming, and the ID of that particular book was 100. Now as soon as we call the second time the definition of print book, that is the book 2 variable was called. Now in the output you can see that the title of the book was C++ Programming, book author was Kaushik Gaurav, book subject was C++ Programming and book ID was 200. So in this way we can initialize the values for the member variables of the structure with the help of the variables of the structure itself. So we can provide the values for the members of structure statically, as well as the user input values can also be given. So this was about the assessing of member variables of structure. Thank you.